Do you have a day job? If so, what? If not, why not? I don't have a day job, and the reason is because I want to dedicate all of my time to creative things. Writing, directing, editing, making videos for you lovely people here on YouTube. I am solely pursuing, like I always have been, a career in the film industry. And in order to do that properly, I need all of my time free for when the inspiration comes to work as hard as I can on making those projects. And I am working on a lot of projects these days. Do you ever think or plan to move to Hollywood or New York to pursue your career goals? I don't ever think about moving. I don't think it matters where you are in the world. If you have an incredible talent and if you're really good at what you do and if you love what you do, then you shouldn't have to move around to get there. I mean, I'm gonna live here. Yes, I plan on traveling to pursue this goal. I plan on going places to get actors and to film on location and stuff, but I don't have to move there just to do that. And eventually, me and Fernando are gonna have a production company together, and we would like to open offices in different places like New York or Hollywood, so that we can work from wherever as our career moves along. Does Fernando help you with editing your films, like with animation or graphics? Fernando doesn't help me edit my films, but he does and will be helping me a lot in the future with animation, 3D animation, because that's really where his talents are at. And graphics and special effects, like, he's really amazing. And so we will definitely, almost all of the new projects that come out are going to have some awesome effect added to them, thanks to Fernando, but he does not help me edit. I edit alone. It is a process where I need to be alone. Will you two start your own production company? Yes, we have actually been working very hard this month, and by the end of it we hope to have a logo, the name, and all this other cool, awesome stuff like business cards and things like that. We are going to work together. If you could produce a feature film, what would the story be, and how and where would you direct it? Well, if I could produce a feature film right now with an unlimited budget, I would have to say Eclipthos, the story that I'm writing now. And basically what that's about, if I can actually sum it up, because there's a whole lot of depth, is Eclipthos is a city. And the people in that city are coexisting with vampires, you know, getting along and making it work. And one day, for some unknown reason, to that city, the vampires go crazy and start killing everyone, basically, all the humans. They just start seeking out this and exacting this revenge on the humans. So the king sends out his army, the Metherian army, which is led by a man named Nathaniel Ashcroft, who has sworn his life and dedicated his life to this army and winning battles and doing solely nothing else. So he's like taken this oath of purity, which is, you know, not to have sex and not to really do anything else except fight in this army. And so he leads this army into battle against the vampires, but he is also madly in love with the king's daughter, Layla. So that creates a bit of a problem, especially when things start to get really, really crappy for the city of Eclipthos. But there are deeper, darker reasons for why the vampires are not coexisting anymore with the town that might actually make you feel a little bit for the vampires. So that would be the film that I would make, and as to where I would film it, I wouldn't film it anywhere because I would want to make it a 3D animated movie, like Final Fantasy or Monsters, Inc. or Toy Story, one of those. So I wouldn't really go to any specific locations. I would just create whatever was going on upstairs, put it out, the city of Eclipthos, that's where it would be filmed. All the best in your future endeavors, Sarah, and I'm curious to know how you will answer all your YouTubers' questions. thank you very much. Hopefully I will do well in the film industry, and hopefully so will Fernando. What do you do for a living? Do you study or do you? Kisses. I do this. I make films. I pretty much write and bust my bum to entertain. And I'm really, really trying hard to make it in the industry with Fernando. What are your favorite horror movies? My favorite horror movies, gosh, there are so many, but I really like the original classics. Nightmare on Elm Street, Night of the Living Dead, not the black and white one, that one sucks. The one with Tony Todd, because Tony Todd is awesome. The color version, anything that has to do with zombies. Zombies, 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 zombies. I love zombies, and my dream is to make a zombie film. That, once I do that, I can close a whole chapter in my life, because zombie films, I just love zombies. But Nightmare on Elm Street, Night of the Living Dead, basically anything with zombies. I really like Saw, the first one. The other ones, they really are just driving that series into the ground. I mean, how retarded are these people that they keep falling into the same trap over and over and over and over? So yeah, movies like that. As far as, like, really, really new horror movies, there aren't really any that have come out that have been good. So yeah, I really just like good old-fashioned classics. Scream, the whole trilogy is amazing. Hopefully they don't screw it up when they make Scream 4. Looking forward to seeing what they do with my Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm gonna be sitting there in the front row the whole time with my arms folded like, hey, what are you doing with my Freddy? Because as far as I'm concerned, Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, and they better not mess up one of my favorite horror films of all time. We'll just see. Do you go to any school? Or would you like to take up some course, for example, at university in the future? Well, I never went to any school. I was homeschooled, actually, by my mother, and that was a really, really great experience because I didn't have all the pressures of drugs and sex and crap all thrown into my face. So I actually got the great experience of learning something. And then, unfortunately, right after school, I completely forgot everything that I learned. But, no, I haven't been going to school for 3 years, and I don't plan on going back to school because even the homeschool experience I had, I hated. So yeah, I won't be going to study anything. What are your views on dating people who are not Christian, like someone who is pagan? Could you date a pagan if they respected your beliefs, or are they just too far removed from Christianity? Well, I would never ever date anyone, or consider a serious relationship with anyone who didn't share very similar beliefs. In fact, it's really very important to me that they believe the exact same thing. Because, for one, you know, let's just be frank. I'll just be frank about this. I would never allow myself to be put in the position where I would care about someone so much that was gonna die and not go to heaven. That would just be too much for, I would hope, any Christian's heart to bear, knowing that their loved one was not going to be going to heaven, not going to be sharing eternal life with them. So I would never put myself in that position of heartache. It's just extremely, extremely important to me that the person share my beliefs. And another reason, and another one of the main, like, huge reasons is, if I have kids or adopt kids, I don't want my husband saying, you know, telling my kids, our kids, that they can't go to church, and me telling them that it's important to go to church. I don't want them to have the option not to go. And I don't want to put them through the mental anguish of, you know, well, mom says we need to go to church and dad says we don't need to go to church, and then have that great divide between the family. I would hope that no Christian would be stupid enough to put themselves through that. You know, you can choose who you're going to be with, and it would be wise to choose someone that's not going to cause major conflict, especially in an area of your life that should really be your stronghold. You don't want the person that the love of your life, trying to you know, to give you any doubt, basically. So no, I would never allow myself to fall in love with or date or be with anybody in a serious relationship that didn't believe what I do.